guys, Candy here at My Mobile Homestead. It looks like I have a tail, doesn't it? I'm wagging my tail. Oh, oh. This is my old Sir Kitty, Siren. He is 13 years old, and he is the very bestest hunter in the world. He has taught all of our other new kitties how to be excellent hunters, and he's an awesome cat. All right, I got distracted with that. What I wanted to talk to you about today is a couple of things. While I'm doing this video, I'm trying to also figure out if there's a way to fix it while I am recording. Right now I have it on wide angle selfie, but everything else keeps, focusing in and out, in and out, in and out, and it just picks something in the frame to focus on and then brings it back out to me. So I'm hoping that by putting it on this one, it's not going to keep doing that. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was I'm going to do a little bit of health talk. And the reason for that is what's stemming it. I used to talk more about health issues on my channel, but sometimes some people, mostly closer family to me, just couldn't handle that I am not addressing my health in a way that they consider it correct. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it and why. I'm going to try not to go too long because I'm already in 2 minutes right now. But what stemmed this is a video I watched from old Alabama gardener, OAG, and he was talking about how a lot of these are not diseases, they are conditions. And I totally agree. And that's why I do what I do. So I'm just going to touch on a couple things that I deal with. Oh, see, now it's starting to do that focusy thing. But maybe not as much. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so some of the things that I deal with as far as health goes is, excuse me, I did not clean my glasses today yet. And yeah, so this is what I look like without glasses. I cannot tell what you can see. Oh, there we go. So I have discoid lupus. Discoid lupus is lupus, but it is in the skin. So I get a rash like here. I have some on my face, a little bit right here. I get like this little rooty thing. Almost looks like rosacea, but I don't get those little pimply bumps like with rosacea. I get more of this red round rash thing that gets raised and it's itchy. So that's discoid lupus. The other thing I have is called Sjogren's. It is also an autoimmune attacking my endocrine glands. So that is unfortunately something important, but I have them check them all the time. And they've checked cortisol and all that stuff because I have really, really low body temperature. I run 96.5, sometimes less. I've run as low as 94 before. My Sjogren's also causes dry eye, dry mouth, and affects my blood pressure as well. I have very, very low blood pressure. Unless I'm in pain. When I burnt my hand, my blood pressure shot up to like 200 over like 144. which was wow for me because I have had my blood pressure as low as 70 over 50. Normally it runs like 90 over 50, 90 over 55. So that is from the endocrine glands. Everything, your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system runs all that stuff. So I have been working on my sympathetic and parasympathetic with some biofeedback. So that has actually helped. Now, let me see, fibromyalgia, I have fibromyalgia. In addition to that, I have some gastric issues. I have a premature beat heart issue. It's not anything serious. It's a little annoying sometimes, but that's about it. And anxiety. I got anxiety. That's annoying. And makes me think sometimes that there's more. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say those are probably the worst of it. The gastric issues are the most annoying, to be honest. But what I believe is, even though they are called diseases, I didn't start off with them. I developed them. I developed them from not properly taking care of myself. There was a period of time, my friends, that many people don't know this, but I was a party girl. Yeah. So I did some things, and for a little while. So that can have an effect on your body. Another thing is I did not eat properly. I grew up in a period of time where margarine and the fake creamer stuff, like Cremora, was real big, real popular. So I have learned over the years that these are type of things that you don't want inside of your body. Plus, junk food, boxed food, processed food, you name it. These are things that I ate, like Hamburger Helper, and I lived on these things. What was it? Rice-A-Roni. These things were how we ate when we were young. So now, as a fully grown adult, and pretty much the majority of my children's lives, we've done not that many boxed items, unless, we were in a real pinch. I did like what Hamburger Helper, stuff like that. It was maybe when my oldest son was really young, did we do stuff like that. But I discovered that it's actually cheaper to eat if you make it yourself. How funny that is. Convenience is not inexpensive. So I have, over the years, been eating healthier. About 24 years ago, I met an amazing person, other than my husband, and that was my best friend. And she was really into holistic health. Oh my gosh, just like crazy about it. She did not eat in fast food. She did not, nothing. Oh, she's just taught me so much. She was into herbalism. She was a midwife, all this amazing stuff. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us. She passed away 2 years ago from cancer. But that was just her she taught me so much. And so after she passed away, at first I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I mean, everything she was teaching me, we kind of sort of came to an end with it. And maybe she taught me everything that God felt that she needed me to know or something, because it took me a little while to get back on track. And now I'm continuing with the research and continuing with the healthy living and the healthy eating. So that being said, having lupus, the doctors want me to take stuff. And I don't. I have not. I've had lupus, the discoid lupus and the Sjogren's for more than 30 years. And I don't take medications for it. I did try one time and had an allergic reaction. My body doesn't want to take it. That's okay with me. So I feel that though sometimes I don't feel that great, I think that I'm doing as well as I'm doing now because I am not introducing those medications that cause other issues, because they often attack the liver. The liver can't handle that kind of stuff coming through your body. It really can't. I mean, it's an amazing organ. It really is. But it is your blood's filter. It is what filters your blood before it makes it out to the rest of your body. And it just, when you're putting stuff through it constantly, another thing is your kidneys. And they're constantly looking at my kidneys and checking the creatinine levels with me because of the lupus. Even though it is discoid lupus, the thing is discoid lupus is more symptomatic than systemic lupus. So I get joint pain, body pain. Some of my gastric issues have to do with the lupus. Oh gosh, just a ton of stuff. Just so they have to constantly be doing blood work to check and make sure that my other organs are okay, because unfortunately with discoid lupus, it can turn into systemic lupus. But you know what? I think that when you are taking those medications, possibly you are introducing, or not introducing, I'm sorry, that's an improper term for it. You are making your body susceptible to damage, or to, it's like inviting, hey, come on in and like attack us. Yes, no, not me. So 30 years plus with discoid lupus. The Sjogren's is very annoying. I have always I've gotten to where I don't wear makeup anymore. And part of the reason is because I can't wear lipstick, because my mouth gets so dry that my lips are always super dry, sometimes peeling. So what's the point? My mouth, inside my mouth gets dry too, but my lips are just like, oh my gosh, lizard lips all the time. Lizard lips, that's me. So, but that's okay. I'm not tripping, you know. I take very few medications. I take a medication for my thyroid, and I have tried getting off of it, but through my research, I've learned that some of the medications, or not medications, the herbs that you would take to help alleviate your thyroid would be like licorice root or kelp and stuff like that, that has the can't think of the word for it. It's a iodine, and I can't use iodine. So, and they lower the blood pressure. So already my blood pressure is stupid low. So taking something that puts it in the tank makes me feel kind of like nauseous and wobbly, and ooh, I don't like that. No, we're not doing that. So unfortunately, I have to stick with the thyroid medication until I can figure something out. I would love it if I could hook up with a one of those naturopath doctors. Oh my gosh, but they don't they're not covered by insurances. And, a frugal, unfortunately, I'm very, very low income, or kind of, I'd consider myself a blue collar worker. Middle, low in the class of the finances, because I'm constantly working, living paycheck to paycheck. So, yeah. Anyway, let me see. So I had started off when I had all these diagnoses. I had depression, I had anxiety, I had this, I had that. I was on pain meds. I was on, you name it, 10 plus. I had a drawer, like a dresser drawer, that was only my medications. Not just like a section of and we're talking a big dresser drawer that had all my medications in there. So I'm down to these. And this is just for one, because this is the thyroid medication, and what I finally did was she had me on like 75 milligrams of thyroid medication, and I just kind of felt like maybe something was not right. So I told her, I went off of it, and it affects my heart. It makes my heart skip all over the place. So I went to the doctor and I says, look, obviously I need to take it. And she did my blood work and it was not good. So what we did was, I says, what I want to do is I want to take lowest necessary dose. So I want to go up like little fractions at a time, like a half a pill or whatever at a time, until I get to that perfect dose. So I am at 62.5 milligrams. And that seems to be where I need to be. I tried getting off that a half. No, actually 12.5. I tried taking 12.5 milligrams off and just taking the 50. Not quite. Not quite. So I just have to do what I have to do. But that's what I'm all about. If I have to take a medication, I'm going to do lowest necessary dose. When I'm taking Tylenol, when I finally take Tylenol for pain, because 9 times out of 10, let me see if I have it in here. I'm so sorry I should have had that out. Okay, here it is. 9 times out of 10, this is what I'm going to take for my pain. Can you read it? It's Arnica, Montana. I get these from, it's like a homeopathy place, and they're little ampule things that you dissolve into your tongue. These actually work pretty good. So that's the first thing I'm going to take. And then if it doesn't, help with the pain, because this is mainly muscular pain, okay? So if that doesn't help, then yeah, I'm going to have to step it up. So what I have learned is if I take one Tylenol and one Advil together, that does the job really, really well. I don't want to take a whole bunch of Tylenol. I don't want to take a whole bunch of Advil, because too much of those can affect the organs. So Advil can, too much Advil can damage your kidneys, and too much Tylenol can damage your liver. So just every once in a while, not even every day, I'll do one and one together, and they kind of complement each other. But I try to do that as little as possible. Sometimes I'll even get so busy at something and I'll be in pain, but I'm super busy, so I don't even end up taking one of those. So I take Epsom salt baths. I use doTERRA's Deep Blue muscle rub, stuff like that. These things, those are what I do. So yes, and then in the meantime, I am working on correcting the problem. I don't know. I do blood work with my doctor frequently so that I can see if it's working. And in a way it is. Guys, I started off, I was pretty sick. My ANA was all over the place. And they were like, you have lupus. Yeah, it's not good. Then over the years, my ANA is normalizing. I still have My red blood cell and my white blood cell kind of fluctuates up and down, up and down. But hey, it still looks a lot better than it used to. So there's got to be a point in my life. If I'm through diet, making it better, and I'm not taking a ton of medication, there's something in it. My food is my medicine. So I eat a lot of, now granted, I do like to eat organic. And the main reason is because I believe, guys, no, I am not a conspiracy freak or anything like that, but I believe that the Roundup, the Monsanto, I believe that it being in my food is causing issues. And so why would I eat food that has that in there? Yeah, sometimes I do have to eat food because I'm not going to starve. But like if all I have in my whole entire house is a cruddy apple that's been probably sprayed with Monsanto, unfortunately, I'm going to have to eat it. I'm going to clean it really, really good. And I'm probably going to peel it. But yeah. So that's me. I eat as organic as possible. So that's part of the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. My homesteading journey is, I mean, I've been on this journey for a lot longer than I've been doing YouTube videos. I used to have a farm, but and now I'm trying to get back to where I can have somewhat of that again, but I don't live in an area where I really can. So I'm gardening, and because I want to grow my own doggone vegetables. I don't want to buy this stuff from the store because the truth of the matter is, at least here in California, the laws for organic are, it has to be considered certified organic. It has to be like, I don't know, like 75% organic. So it can still have some faction of, oh no, I got a message during my videoing from my son, and I burnt the bacon again. I did a previous video where I burnt my bacon, a whole pack of nitrate-free bacon, not cheap stuff, guys. Did it again. And it was worse this time than last time. I mean, it was like black. Okay. Anyway. Reel it on in, Candy. Hold on. Let me see if I can redirect myself. Yeah, so organic food is not 100% organic. And I want to eat the vegetables that I grow, and I know what I put in my garden. So I am risking, by not putting pesticides in my garden, I'm risking losing my plant or having a lower harvest. I'll figure out a way to kill them off without, I'll go out there and kill all the bugs by hand if I have to, and pull the weeds if I have to. And those will be the fruits of my labor. How fantastic is that? And I'm okay with that. So I have garden plots here in my yard, which I will be setting up soon. And I've just started my, not started, but I've just claimed, which I did do a video about that, my community garden plots. So we'll get that started, and I'll be sharing some stuff on that. But I think that I've been on here long enough, and I just wanted to share a little bit about that stuff with you, that I am pretty health conscious, and I mean, I do bake and make cookies, but I try to use clean ingredients, and I have taken myself off of gluten because I have found that eating glutinous foods seem to irritate my digestive issues even more. So I just eliminate the gluten. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close it. And I'll come back another time. Love you guys. comment below. I'd love to hear from you. God bless.